Today we're going to be looking at expressions and formulas. This is section 1.1. A lot of this you guys should be review for you, so it shouldn't be too challenging as far as things go, but just a few reminders here as we get going. Variables are letters, and they are used to represent quantities in expressions or equations. Keep in mind expressions, much like example 1, part A and B, those are expressions. They do not have equal signs. Equations have equal signs. And then how we evaluate expressions, all of you are familiar with order of operations. We use the abbreviation PEMDAS to kind of remind us of the order. So parentheses or grouping symbols, exponents. Then we do multiplication, division, left to right. And then we continue with addition, subtraction, left to right. And this is for evaluating expressions. If we are solving, we're actually going to go backwards through order of operations, and you'll kind of see that later as we get back into a quick review on solving equations. So let's get going here as far as things go. Take a look at this very first example. So we're going to evaluate this expression when A is -7, B is -2, and C is 4. So all we have to do is plug these values in. So we have -7, we have the opposite of -2 squared times -7 plus 3 times 4. We wind up with -7 here. We're going to do the exponent first, so we have a +4 times a -7 is going to be -28. Right, -2 squared is 4. 4 times -7 is a -28. My apologies there. And then 3 times 4 is 12. All right, going through things, looks like we have minus and negative, so we can add those two together. -7 plus 28 is 21. 21 plus 12 is 30. And that's how we evaluate. Part B, same idea as before. Plug in or substitute in the values you know. We know x is -4, y is -1, and z is 2. And then we have 12 minus 2 times -4. Wind up with a -4 up top. Negative times negative is positive. And then 2 squared is 4. On the bottom, -2, -4 is a +8. So we wind up with, if you notice those will cancel, 3/20. As you go through these problems, just a quick reminder, go through them very methodically, do one thing at a time. Honestly, on this, the first quiz and the test, these are really easy points to get. But for the most part in the past, this is where people lose easy points because they're not paying attention to what they're doing. So even though order of operations is really straightforward, please, please, please make sure you take your time when you're going through those. All right, continuing on to the second portion of the day, you're going to be working more with formulas, which are mathematical equations. All right, and typically you're just going to rearrange a lot of these. All right, or you might find out a specific piece of information. So looking at this problem, suppose the volume of a rectangular prism is 48 cubic inches, the height is 4, and the width is 3. All right, height is 4 and the width is 3. What is the length of the prism? Well, hopefully you guys remember from last year. If you don't, your geometry teachers are going to be super disappointed with you, but volume is always length times width times height, or the area of the base of the prism times the height of the prism. In this instance, we know the volume is 48. We know the height is 4. We know the width is 3. We need to find the length. So we plug in what we know, then we evaluate to find what we don't know. So we have 48 equals 12L. Just like I said before, when we are solving, we actually go backwards through our order of operations. There's only one thing to do here. We undo multiplication with division. We wind up with the length being 4. All right, so that's a quick look at expressions and equations. Homework's here listed on the bottom, but please make sure to double check Schoology as assignments may change from time to time. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me.